Never seen a lame man walk, never heard a dumb man talk, never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a canceled debt, never seen all the poor get fed, never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his name.
Hey, how you doing? It is time for the Big C and Bigger T podcast.
Did you pass out?
Hey, how you doing?
I thought you blacked out.
I kind of did. It's my boy Big C here. How you doing, Clint?
Man, I'm fantastic. Coming to y'all a day late.
Yeah, we're a little late.
But not a dollar
Hey,
short.
and during sunshine, too. You got sunshine. I didn't even know there was a window right there.
Yeah, they're apparently right there, yeah.
My windows are on the other side of mine.
I know, I probably ought to turn it like this, that way I don't get a glare.
That'd be better, yeah. That's much better.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's all right.
There's a little bit of shine on that one side.
I could turn that on, kind of balance out the shine.
Yeah, balance out the shine.
Yeah.
Well,
Travis,
I'm your boy Bigger T, by the way. How's it going?
It's good. Man, and we didn't discuss this. I just, I don't want to steal the segment from Family Guy about something that grinds my gears. The older I get, the more I realize I'm becoming the get off my lawn guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it just like I see kids skateboarding down the sidewalk, it just ticks me off now.
That's right. They're marking up that concrete.
Yeah, it just irritates me for no reason.
Run into somebody, hurt somebody.
Kids.
That's right.
Is there anything more useless than a preseason watch list?
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's nothing more useless than, hey, I think this guy may be good, so let's put him on this because he might be good. I mean, if you're not on the watch list, are you not qualified? Or can you not win the award? It's the dumbest thing ever. It is the dumbest thing. And why I'm getting on something else that has upset me, and I've told you to bring this up to me. So, me and you've agreed, like ESPN Plus is one of the greatest things in the world.
Yeah.
Because you can watch all the games for the most part. You can watch
whatever. Yeah.
I've watched UCA
documentaries.
Yeah. I mean, it's in games and all that, you can watch some obscure games. Like if you want to watch Rice play North Texas, odds are you can watch it on there. So it's a great, so you watch different games. And so I'm watching a game. I don't even remember who's playing. And it's an AAC team. Which is like it's a group of 5 conference.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there, they're bragging about all their accomplishments and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brag about having the NIT winner. Like you're basically bragging that you had a team in your conference get 69th place.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you're.
Congrats. Way to go.
I'm like, look, I get it. It's a good reward because, you have players that'll just like, I ain't playing in that.
Yeah.
And in that, I think the team that won it didn't even have their head coach. Like if they had fired their head coach, they had such a bad season. Like, we're going to fire this guy. And they're like, nope, that's a good win, bud.
Yeah, we're still going to win. Yeah.
It was a good win. Like, I don't know why that kind of thing. Like, I'm getting to the point.
You're just coming in today all just frustrated and mad, Clint.
I don't want to be an angry person.
It's been a bye week. You're supposed to relax.
I did. I feel relaxed.
You're supposed to go through this week, man. We didn't have to wake up Saturday stressed out with who the Razorbacks were playing. We didn't have to worry about, which defense was going to show up, if guys were going to make their tackles, if KJ was going to get hurt, if we didn't have to worry about none of that stuff. We just had to sit back and watch some football and watch teams. Here, I'll get you mad about something else. and watch teams rush the field that have no need to rush the field.
Oh goodness. Oh. I don't get it, Travis. I mean, I don't get it. And it is becoming a problem. Like, look, Arkansas had a court storming last year, and they also had a field storming last year.
Yeah.
And both of them were like historical wins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say beating Texas was historical, but considering where we had been, and then you went through the COVID.
Yeah, I think it was with Texas coming in the SEC. Texas at that time was a favorited. They were, a lot of people thought they were going to run all over us.
And where we'd been.
It was a surprise win. Yeah. And where we'd been.
Where we'd been.
And look at the ones we did before that. Before that was what? Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee. So,
and taking down the goalpost. And people still talk about how epic that was.
Tennessee was the defending national champions.
Bo Mattingly's doing a documentary on that one right now, trying to find somebody that still has pieces of the goalpost.
Yeah.
Like he put out on Twitter the other day, he's looking for the goalpost. If anybody knows anybody or whatever, he wants to interview them.
Wow.
You're right. I mean, it was like epic win.
That brings a whole other thing, Travis. What stops me and you from going down and cutting the goalpost down from Greenbrier High School and going, hey, this is the goalpost? I mean, how's he going to check? How's he going to You're going to have
it doesn't look.
Look, go up. That's not it. That's not it.
Look, if you're, I don't care what kind of being you are. If you're a goalpost made of metal and whatever else goalposts are made out of, if you've spent a night on Dixon Street like that night, oh, there's scars. There's recognizable scars.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like when you try to, find, ID a body that's, when there's scars on the person,
yeah, there's
scars on that goalpost.
In both of them, I think if you look at those two instances, they're similar in Arkansas lore.
Yeah.
How that is look what happened to us. Like that was kind of like we're flushing the stern over, which I don't think we're ever totally going to flush the stern over.
Yeah, but who's gonna remember LSU versus Ole Miss in 2022? Both were, decent teams, not really playing for anything. I mean, if you talk to their fans, okay, they're playing for the West, whatever, okay. Still. Who's going to remember? They're going to go back. Let me tell you, Sonny, I remember back when I was a kid, we were playing Ole Miss. They had the great Lane Kiffin as coach. And what was their quarterback's name? I don't know his name. I don't know his name now. I'm not going to know his name then.
Some dark kid.
But we shut him down. And we stormed the field. Really? We just heard there was a porta potty open and we were all rushing to it.
You're LSU. You're LSU. You have 3 national championships I can remember in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time Ole Miss got better than second in the SEC West.
Yeah.
And I don't even really remember that, to be honest with you. And you're storming the field after beating them.
It doesn't make sense.
And now I get it. Now they were ranked number 7, but it's becoming a problem where people are storming the field when you shouldn't.
Yeah,
your Clemson beat North Carolina State. Clemson storms the field.
Yeah,
I mean,
Clemson. You've been one of the best teams in college football for the last several years.
Apparently, they set some kind of home winning streak. That's fine.
Yeah.
You still don't need to storm the field out beating North Carolina State. Texas Tech, a Power 5 school earlier in the season, they beat Houston from that AAAC, who's bragging about winning the NIT.
Yeah.
They're from that conference, and they beat a Power 5 school beats a Group of 5 school, and the Power 5 school storms the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like us storming the field after we beat Missouri State because, well, we beat Bobby Trino. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just.
You know what I think it stems from? It's a deal at high school games now, Clint, that after a high school, I know you don't go to high school games because you don't want to be the has been, never was, that kind of guy on the sideline.
What do you mean never was?
So
you've got a point.
But there's a problem in high school games. It's not really a problem. It just happens. That now, win or lose, family and friends go down to the field after high school games and hang out and talk to the players before they go into the locker room. You know, used to, we just went into the locker room after a game and people would wait outside the locker room for us if they wanted to talk, you know, family and friends then. But not today. Now they come out on the field. They'll take pictures and stuff. And what's funny is, you know, these parents will be taking pictures with their player that just got creamed in a football game, and they try to put on a fake smile, you know, and they're like,
you know, this is another thing. Now there's those things that irritate me. Yeah. I didn't mean for this to become the what irritates Big C podcast. Yeah. But I used to not always be like this. And a lot of people do this in jiu-jitsu tournaments now. They're like, they lose. They go and they lose. Like, I lost, but I learned a lot. Things didn't go my way, but I got to go learn. And they're like saying, we're like, little Billy just got beat by 42 by Dover. But we love little Billy. He sure played hard.
Yeah.
And you know their dad's down at the freaking wagon wheel eating breakfast. Right there, just let little Billy sling that ball around the field. We'd have beat them by 21.
That's right.
And not lost by 42.
That's right.
But that coach down there, he just keeps putting little Jimmy in over little Billy. I don't know, man. I may steal the torch equipment next year so little Billy can sling it.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
all right. So we get kind of
I'm sorry.
We didn't really have a Holy Shnikes moment, but I think the field storming was our Holy Shnikes this week.
Yeah, it really was. It's out of hand. Quit it, y'all. Quit it.
Stop it. Just
stop.
Stop it. Stop it.
Well, you know, it got kind of hairy out at Tennessee when they did it at Tennessee, and that's one that you can get. Tennessee beating Bama.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
it needs to be a special once a decade process. Yeah. You don't need to be storming the field after you beat Ole Miss or you beat Houston.
No,
you beat Alabama, storm the field. If you're Arkansas and you just went 2-10 for 2 years in a row, and you have to just break the Chad Morris curse, storm the field.
Yeah.
By all means. Don't storm it after you beat Rice.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, we beat a Conference USA school. Yahoo! Sorry.
Yippee. All right, Clint. So this week, the Hogs are back in action.
Woo.
All word is that KJ got a lot of rest this week. He didn't
throw last week.
Until, in fact, he said he was kind of sore when he started throwing this week. He was kind of just out of it because he hadn't thrown, but he feels good. You're hoping you get some other guys healthy. You know, there's been more talk out now that Bumper's been with a hip injury, and that's been slowing him down. That's one of the reasons our last guest, Christopher Pooh Paul, has been playing more, because Bumper just can't move like he has been. So you got Auburn. You go to Auburn, a place where, man, it's, you know, bad things tend to happen to us there. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not one to complain about ref calls. I try not to complain about ref calls because, you know, no one call a lot of times loses you a game. But, you know, that Bo Nix grounding it behind him, that's pretty obvious. There's been some other things. I know the media hates it over there. I think a bunch of the Arkansas media got stuck in an elevator shut down on them. Like,
it was coaches.
Yeah, that's right. The coaches. That's right. The coaches got Trey Biddy talks about that. If you want to hear the story on that, he talks about that on some of his stuff. So going to Auburn now. Auburn, look, They had a pretty good showing their last time out. Now they had a week off also,
Yeah.
but now in their week off, Clint, they've got some turmoil going on over there.
Is there more dysfunctional situation than there is at Auburn?
Have you heard some of the latest?
Yeah, I know they've had 3 kids transfer this week.
Yeah, Coach Harrison has told them, said either, if you want a red shirt, don't bother, just transfer. Like he's had some kids come to him and say, hey, I want a red shirt. I'm not getting a lot of playing time. I want a red shirt, so I have this year. And he said, no, I'm not giving you a red shirt, transfer.
Yeah.
And so he's got like 3 kids that are going to transfer out. And
well, in that case, can you blame the kids?
no.
I mean, I hate this that we're I hate that we're in this, that they use the word opt out, because they're not opted out, they're quitting. I mean, they are. So I mean, there's certain situations where maybe you can consider an opt out, but 90% of the time, if the coach wants to use
well, but in this situation, Clint, you look at your situation, you think, look, I haven't got a lot of playing time, or I've got limited playing time, which now, they can play in 4 games,
right,
and still redshirt. Okay. So they look and say, look, first of all, coach, you're probably not going to be here next year anyway, because you're probably out.
Well, they wanted to fire him in the off season. Like they didn't even want him to get, they didn't even want to get here.
So, hey coach, well, thinking about my future here, I would like to have this year just as a, getting ready. Like one of them was a tight end that he came in as a tight end. They tried to get him to lose a bunch of weight to go to receiver. He's like a 220-pound tight end. Yeah. That's a guy you would redshirt in any other situation. You're redshirting that guy if you're Brian Harsin.
Yeah.
You're going to redshirt that dude, right? You're trying to get him to switch positions. He's middle, he's trying to get him to lose weight to get down to receiver, speed and everything. Sure, man, play him in 4 games. And, so really he's asking for what a good coach should be wanting to do.
Yeah.
And Harrison's like, nope, sorry. Get out of here. See ya.
Well, if you've noticed, where he came from ain't exactly doing better than they were.
No.
But if you're at a school like Boise State, it's hard to maintain that success forever. So
yeah,
you can get him going out, but it's just, there's something about, and we've talked about it on this podcast, about finding a fit for the culture.
Yeah.
And for some reason, and I think he's a slime ball, but Tommy Tuberville fit the culture at Auburn.
Mm.
I think Gus Malzahn kind of fit the culture at Auburn. Brian Harsin just don't fit.
Yeah.
I ain't saying he's a bad coach, but it's kind of like, it's kind of like Belima at Arkansas. Like, on paper, it looks like it should work, but it just ain't working.
Yeah. Good coach, just didn't fit.
He's had so many transfers from that program. I mean, even didn't they lead with players going into the transfer portal the offseason? Like Tank Bigsby actually went in and came back out.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's just it's a mess over there. But so for those reasons, you feel good about Arkansas, but these guys, there's been times where, the thing is, they still have some talent on that team.
Oh, no, they do. They have talent. That Auburn, and they're playing at Auburn. And you know what? As I've been, for every player that hates a coach, there's a player that likes it.
Mm-hmm.
So the big thing you need to do on a game like this, I think, with an Auburn, a team like this, they haven't quit yet, but they're looking for a reason to quit.
Yeah.
And you've got to jump on. You can't have a slow start.
No.
You have to jump on them.
And we talk a lot about running it down their throat, but I do think you gotta get that running game going, but I think you gotta hit some big passes too.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, but on the depth chart, Keytron Jackson has moved into starting row over Thompson. Part of that's because Thompson's been hurt some, but part of it's because Keytron Jackson's been playing well.
I would definitely say that Keytron's outplayed Warren Thompson this year. That's nothing against Warren Thompson. I think he's a phenomenal football player, but I think your top three receivers on this team are definitely Hazelwood, Landers, and Keytron.
Yeah.
So
I think so for sure. And so, but that's, I think that's kind of nice to see. So, this is a game that the Hogs are going to be favored to win. They should go in and win. I think we should be able to our offense should be able to score on them. Now, defensively, I think every game defensively from here on out is going to be a crapshoot. I really think it is. I think we saw the team do a little better in the second half of the BYU game on defense, but we're still, until they can prove they're past a lot of their struggles, I'm going to expect some struggles. And I'm going to expect KJ to have to lead the offense to just score more than the other team.
The problem is we can force a team to be one-dimensional, but then that one dimension is going to work. You can't line up and roll defense and go do whatever you want. We're going to stop it.
Yeah.
Alabama can do that. They're like, okay, you're going to run 5 wide. We'll run out in a 4-3-4. And we're going to stop it because we can. We're Alabama. You can't do that at Arkansas. You're having to. Pittman even said in his press conference at BYU, like, I told him, go to the 3-man front. I don't care if they run for 5,000 yards. They're done passing on us. And that's when, you kind of you did a lot better stopping the pass. The thing about, you can't do that against Auburn. I don't think they're the most talented passers in the world.
But, yeah, I would think you got to load up, stop the run first, and then let them try to pass on you and take your. It's kind of like in basketball, you gotta shut down the middle and let the 3-pointers just shoot. And, that just take it that they're not going to shoot for a percentage that's going to put you out of the game. And I think I don't think their passers, like you said, I don't think their passers are going to be able to put us out of the game.
No, it's going to be like playing Alabama in the second half. That's what it's going to be like after.
Well, I think it's going to be like playing Cincinnati at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see a lot of blitzing. I think we're going to send a lot of people. We're going to stop the run. We're going to try to stop the run. We're going to try to send a lot of blitzing and make their quarterbacks. We're going to leave a lot of our defensive backs on an island. They're going to have a chance to get beat, but if they're doing that, they're going to be having somebody pressuring them to where they're going to have to make a good pass to do it. I think that's what we'll see this week. And I think that's what we'll see. We'll see in multiple games left over in the season.
No, and I'm looking forward to them playing ball again. I just, an off week's nice because it's like, okay, you ain't got to worry about Arkansas losing. You ain't got to worry about turning on the TV and see highlights. It's just like somebody run past the Razorback. Oh,
yeah.
But man, you miss it. You miss the thrill that it gets you.
It's not as exciting of a Saturday.
Yeah, it really isn't. Like it's relax. You can relax a little bit, but it's like I miss it. You miss it. It's a thrill and a disappointment that you just can't explain. And I'm looking forward to seeing them. And I bet them guys are ready to play again. And it's so weird. They're like, in a week, they've healed so many injuries. And then you hear about these guys, like, they get hurt, and you're like, oh, my God. I'd be out. And like, literally now, I'd probably be out for 2 months.
Yeah, yeah.
You forget these kids are 20 years old, and they heal really fast. And we just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my goodness.
That's true.
I'm held together by screws and duct tape.
Yeah.
Hey, but by the way, Travis, also, I haven't told you this yet. I bought tickets. Me and the wife are going to the Battle Line rivalry in Columbia, Missouri.
You are?
Yep. I messaged. I told Eli, I said, we were talking about coming up. And I guess, anyway, so now, lo and behold, I've got second row tickets in the Missouri section. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, a little sprinkle of red in there.
A little sprinkle of red. All right.
There you go.
Y'all can wear your Big C Bigger t-shirts.
I will. I'll wear my Big C Bigger t-shirt and a Razorback hoodie.
That's right.
There you go.
All right. Well, Clint, also this Saturday, not only do you get a football game at 11 o'clock, but at 3 o'clock, the Hog basketball team is going to play Texas this Saturday.
And how is it not on TV anymore?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Man, at least put it on closed circuit. Let us go pay like money to watch it at Barton Coliseum or something.
You can literally get on Facebook and watch the Beard and Bears play a football game because there's a mom goes to my church, sits there with her phone and goes Facebook Live and streams the Beard and Bears whole football game. Okay. You can't tell me that some colleges can't get a bunch of college kids, colleges that already have video cameras, and they can't put something on YouTube or somewhere, stream it on some social media so that we can watch that game.
What's the point of having your own network? What's the point of having a Longhorn network?
Yeah.
If you can't even show Longhorn games.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, come on, Bevo. Let's get it together, man.
So dumb.
I'm blaming it on the University of Texas because it's at the university.
It's all their fault.
But I don't know. It may. You remember back in the day, I don't know, we'll call it the 90s, where a lot of the games, but not all the games were on TV.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing to go sit in your car and listen to a basketball game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing that.
Oh, yeah, I had a regular radio in my room just so I could listen to.
Yeah. Mike Nell calling the basketball games, Paul Hills calling football games. Not everything was on TV.
Yeah, that's right.
Different world.
Well, and then even some of the ones like a game like this one, wouldn't get picked up by the national or even the regional guys. So Channel 7 could do it. And so it would be like Paul Hills would do it on TV.
Yeah.
And then Mike Neal would do it on radio, the same game. But now they can't even do that, So anyway, but this is going to be an interesting game. They went out and did what they should do against Rogers State, a D2 school from, do you know where it's from? Or Rogers?
I figure Rogers.
No.
Like Gabe Sarasow, that was his backup college. No, it wasn't.
Huh?
My stalker, Gabe Sarasow, I was saying that was his backup college, Rogers State.
Oh.
He went to the Rogers. Rogers, what are they? The Mounties? No, they're not the Mounties.
I don't know what they are.
There's he'll text me after this thing. I think they're the Mounties. It's like some hillbilly smoking a corncob pipe.
Well, they're from Claremore, Oklahoma.
Oh.
That's the birthplace of Will Rogers.
Oh.
So not Will Rogers, the football player, but Will Rogers, the early American,
the cowboy,
the movie star, comedian. Yeah. The man who said he never met a man he didn't like. But anyway, so they whooped up on them. Pinion.
See, I was going to ask you that, when we talked about it earlier, how we thought he could be a difference maker on this team because his ability to spot up and shoot the three. And that's what you saw. You saw him being able to hit 4 threes. So Musselman will tell you in their press conference, there's not a strong 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
It's just not it's not their bread and butter.
No.
But if you have a guy like Pinion that can come down and knock down a couple big threes for you, get you a zone buster like that, that's going to allow the athleticism of this team is just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're going to make up for their outside shooting in other ways, I think. And, they're going to be able to score. There's been some, Coach Cal has had that with some of his teams at Kentucky where they weren't the greatest outside shooters, but they had a ton of athletes and they just out athleted teams.
And I think that's what you're going to see that a lot with this Arkansas team. They're going to be about out athlete, but I think, with somebody like Pinion, he's going to bring something that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. I mean, no, it's going to show up on
He
the stat
had a
sheet.
good game, and then Anthony Black had a good game. Nick Smith had a good game. Nick Smith keeps getting preseason honors. Look, Nick Smith, if he lives up just to half of what people are saying about him and the preseason honors he's getting, he'll be unstoppable.
Well, and Nick Smith, he's a likely. He's definitely a lottery pick. He's in the running for the #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Oh, but what even got me? This is what kind of got me going off on the introduction day about stuff like Jordan Walsh. He's on. I believe, I don't want to butcher who it is, but I think it's the Elgin Baylor small forward watch list. And I'm like, yeah, he ain't even played a college game yet, and he's on the watch list for being the best small forward of basketball, which I'm happy we have him. Obviously, the people that are
maybe he will be,
Well, people that are putting these watch lists get also watch a lot of basketball, so they're not totally worthless. But I'm just kind of like, let's hold up. Let's hold up before we start putting these kids.
Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, but you gotta like the way they started. But this game is going to be a big test Saturday. But win or lose, I think Muss is going to be happy.
Yeah.
Because if they lose, okay, he's going to have some stuff to teach them on. He's going to have a humble team. They're going to be humbled by what happens. Texas. Texas is an NCAA tournament team all over them. They got experienced guards. They got a good team. They got a great coach. So it's going to be, if they come out of that somehow with a win, man, we're going to be even hearing more about Arkansas if they can do that.
Yeah. Well, and it's not really going toward either one of them's record, but Texas is going to have a good crowd waiting for us.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just there's no other way to put it. I mean, it's going to be an electric atmosphere.
Yeah.
If you're Texas, you'd be fired up. If you're Arkansas, you're going to be fired up. It's and man, kudos to Musselman for doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Seriously, kudos to him for doing it. And when you have a team that thinks got a chance, I remember when it was the spring before we won the Gulf South Arkansas Tech, Mullins called us all up, said, "Hey, what you do is you got to go find you a measuring stick, see where you measure up." And then he announced that we had signed to play the national champions the first game of the season, and we just all we were excited. You're excited for the opportunity. So I'm thinking this team with the mentality they have, they're going to be excited for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And you really can't judge too much about it either, because I would actually give the advantage, and I don't know too much about Texas's team, so I don't. But I'd almost give the advantage to Arkansas, because Arkansas had that European tour. So you got a chance to gel.
Yeah, but man, they're so young and they're so new together. That's the thing. I mean, that's why I must sign this game up. Well,
because
there's going to be some bumps in the road as they go, but yeah.
So would you rather, because there's 2 or 3 exhibition games? Would you rather play 3 cupcakes?
No, I'd rather.
Or would you rather get your 2 cupcakes, that way you can get your confidence builders, and then sprinkle in a Texas?
No, I think this is brilliant. This is brilliant because he's preparing these guys for what's going to come forward.
Yeah.
I think this is the best thing he could have done. I think this is one of the greatest coaching moves I've ever seen, to be honest with you.
Well, and the one thing, he's getting them ready early, because when you got that number by your name, and it's a top 10 number, and you have that recruiting class that says number 2 overall, you're going to go into some atmospheres that are just going to be it is different when Alabama comes to town.
Yeah.
It is different when Auburn is #1 basketball team. It's different when Kentucky. You're going to have those type of crowds hyped up to cheer against you. So I agree. It is a brilliant move. And especially doing it on the road. They're not doing it for any money. No one's trying to make a dime off of it. I think they're like, it's a canned food or something
Well,
like
someone
that.
looked and said, "What's the toughest situation I could put my players in to test them, and it not hurt us?"
Yeah.
And here he is. This is it. I mean, this to me, that's what he got. That's what he was wanting, and that's what he got.
I mean, if you're Chris Beard, it's a no-brainer. It really is.
Yeah, if you're Chris Beard, you get a home practice game against another top 10 team. Yeah, it's good for his school too.
Yeah.
It's good for him. If they win, they're going to prove to somebody, yes, we are somebody to look out for. If they lose, he's going to have some things to teach his players, and he's going to have a chance that they're going to be humbled so that they can keep going, on in the season.
Because I guarantee if it didn't matter, they wouldn't be keeping score. These players are going to remember him yet. And it may not be the last time we see these two teams play. Yeah. They're that good. They definitely could meet again in March.
Yep.
Chris Beard, who's great friends with, we've had him on the podcast, Trey Day. They're great friends. Mm-hmm. And he told Trey Day, he goes, I have to go. He had to take test jobs. If I can't do it here, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because I've got everything I need here. Yeah. So if I can't do it here, I can't win. So Texas is a great program. It's a great job. Arkansas is a great program. It's a great job. And they both have coaches that are great coaches.
Yeah.
And I think they both have good fits.
Oh, in my book, they're two of the top. You put them two and maybe throw I was talking to some Joey Powell the other day. You throw in maybe a Bill Self. You're talking about the three best coaches in college basketball right there.
Yeah. Oh, and if it's hard to mention, not mention Calipari, but with Calipari, he should have won more than. Because I'm trying to think now that Coach K's retired, you've kind of had a changing in the guard of the coaching, right? I guess Self is that old guard now.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's that old. He's that old guard. So it's kind of a new era out there.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, Hubert Davis. I think he's going to have did Hubert Davis coach in North Carolina, right? So, so a lot of the blue bloods, there's been some turnover. You got to wonder how Duke's going to gel without.
Yeah.
It's a wide open field, and the transfer portals just even made it more field, So,
well, things are good, man. Saturday's going to be a good day. You got the 11 o'clock kickoff for the Auburn game. Hopefully we don't get
hoodwinked and bamboozled again.
Huh?
Hopefully we don't get bamboozled again.
Right. Don't get bamboozled, cheated, however you look at it. And then 3 o'clock, if we can figure out a way, there's then there's the Arkansas basketball game. Nothing else, we can look at the stats on it. Or
Travis,
something.
Better camera quality, a high school football game on YouTube being streamed live, or Jefferson Pilot.
High school.
Jefferson Pilot.
Jefferson Pilot was so bad. I still have some VCR tapes of some Jefferson Pilot games.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Very good.
Now Clint, next Monday is Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Are you a big Halloween guy? Are you
Man,
got a new house? Are you gonna have people
No, I'm out. I'm like way off the road and back out in the country. But now I lived in the subdivision for years, and I did enjoy, starting the fire pit, sitting out, handing out candy. I did enjoy that, and it's nice. But this year being out in the country, just moving, I haven't really decorated for Halloween.
Yeah,
I prefer, decorating for Christmas and stuff. But it is a nice holiday. I do enjoy seeing the kids come by, and I enjoy taking the kids trick-or-treating. I had Austin a couple years ago for Halloween, and I introduced him to the dad tax.
Yes, yeah, good.
So,
yeah. Good. He needed to learn that.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I don't decorate for anything. But and then a lot of times my church is doing something, so I'm usually not around for.
Now we discussed,
but I do try to encourage, and I encourage people at my church. last year I was new at this church, and we did there was a community wide like trunk or treat type thing.
And they're running kids.
Yeah.
They're running at trunk or treats.
Yeah.
It's part of snowflake culture.
That's right. And so I told my people, though, I said, look, we were going to set up a booth and hand out candy. I said, look, folks, let's not be that church. We're not going to give out something cheesy. We're going to give out the good candy bars. I said, when you go to Dollar General or Walmart or wherever you go to buy candy, I want you to get that good stuff that's on eye level, the stuff all the kids want. I said, don't get that bottom shelf stuff that comes in a big bag, the Mexicandy or whatever that, has got some just chewable and some weird name on it. Don't grab that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't grab that top shelf stuff that no one else buys. I said, get that stuff that's on eye level. It's on kids level.
Get like the Kit Kat, the Reese's.
Kit Kat, Reese's, name brand, Snickers. Get that stuff. Don't get anything weird, and for sure don't give out fruit.
No,
Lord,
man.
no.
So when I was in the subdivision, just cause I don't know if it's because I'm cheap. It's probably because I'm cheap. I was raised by Tom.
More likely, yeah.
But you live in subdivision, you would get, I don't know how many trick trees. It'd be an astronomical. It'd be a huge number.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd just get dum-dums.
Well, if I was a kid, I would hit your old subdivision up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
you could hit, y'all's houses were so close together.
Yeah.
You could hit, you're talking about the per door ratio.
Yeah, hundreds to, just make a loop.
Yeah.
We grew up in the country, me and you both, and
Yeah.
we were talking about this, and I'm like, and that's what makes me about countries. Like you should have to be like, am I going to get abducted when I knock on this door?
That's right.
Taking the danger out of Halloween. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make a joke out of child abduction, but
am I going to get hit by a car because my costume is dangerous to wear in the dark?
You want Sue and Betty back there looking at you like, you better not try to snatch up my sweet.
That's right.
Better not try to snatch up my sweet Travis, precious little cowboy outfit.
That's right. That's right. When I was 18 years old.
I honestly thought about like going to Sam's Club and buy like a case of like Kit Kats.
Yeah.
And just like if you want to work your way all the way down to my house, I'll give you a full-size Kit Kat. I will.
That's right.
But you gotta park up at the driveway. You can't pull down in here.
That's right.
About a quarter-mile trek. If they want to walk a half mile here and back, they can get a full-size Kit Kat.
That's right. So what was your go-to candy when you were a kid?
Oh man, Reese's was probably my favorite. I've always been a peanut butter guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a guy, that put peanut. I mean, still to this day, I think I just love peanut butter.
Yeah.
Reese's by far and away. Now, Travis, have you ever had like the Reese's jarred peanut butter?
No.
It's nasty. Don't do it. Like it's perfect in chocolate. Like
yeah,
you get any other knockoff Reese's cup, it's trash.
Yeah.
But their peanut butter by itself is not good.
Yeah, you remember when I was a little kid, there were certain people that my mom would take me to their house, somewhere in the country, but like there was this one lady that lived close to my grandma, and she would have like a spider web on lattice work, like you walked on her porch.
Yeah.
And there would be, you remember the little packages of gum? Like, remember Bob would give us like the
Bob's and Kula. Gum?
Just the gum, Bob. But like Big Red and Juicy Fruit and all that. Yeah. And so she would tell you to take some of the spider's gum, so I'd get a couple packages of that. And then she had some other candy, and she always had popcorn balls.
Right. I was going to say.
We would go in and she would have hot chocolate but she made it with like that carnation milk or whatever. So it was like real rich hot chocolate. Like it was homemade hot chocolate. It wasn't like the packet you put in there or whatever. She made it with like real chocolate and heated up like that carnation milk. And like it was good, man. Like it was some kind of good. I like going to her house because you got the whole experience. Now you didn't leave with the most, stash or whatever, but it was still fun.
I was gonna say my Aunt Faye, we would always make a point of going to her house, and she would do like a big old caramel popcorn ball.
Yeah.
And I remember always drive because we had to drive everywhere because we weren't close to anybody. So you were dry. Yeah. I remember one lady invited me and Paul to come in her house, and I thought we were gonna get candy, and then she just like, no, I didn't want you to come out. I said, I didn't have any candy. Y'all get out. Like, okay.
Did you ever get fruit slices and stuff?
No.
I had some people do that before. They give like, and look, I'm a preacher, but these people that gave out like these little tracts, they gave out like little track, like little gospel track. Really? Come on.
Yeah,
Come
no.
on.
Like, no, y'all stop.
Just
It's Halloween. Give them kids candy.
If you do that, attach it to a king size Snickers.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
come on. I'm not here for a sermon.
Or hide it in the king size Snicker.
That's right. Yeah.
Then they'll see it.
Mom, other Christians tried to get me.
Mom, does this tape look suspicious on this?
Or like people give you just like an apple. Just an apple.
Yeah.
Like, really? Now there was this lady that would always give us a caramel apple. Now that, I haven't had a caramel apple in forever. I've had one of those caramel apple suckers.
Yeah.
But
you're right. It's been a hot minute since I've had a caramel apple. Even got like the dip and dip the one in there.
And it, of course the dip is hardens up or whatever, or gets chewy or whatever, and then makes a mess. And that was good.
So will you eat the little like the pumpkins? The orange.
Yeah,
little...
I would eat all my candy.
Will you eat candy corn? Yes or no?
Yes.
I will too.
In fact, every year around this time, when I go to a grocery store, I buy a bag of the candy corn pumpkins.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. If we've ever said anything to get us canceled, it was probably that we both like candy corn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's probably it.
I can't do it year round. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, but just like this time of year, I'll get me one bag of them. I'll snack on them for a couple weeks around the house, and I'm good. I got my candy corn fit.
Because if I'm at like Casey's or a Sitco or a Phillips 66, and I'm going down the snack aisle and I see candy corn, I'm not going to buy it.
No.
I'm going to get me a Zinger, get me a Snickers, get me a Kit Kat Reese's. Same thing with it. I mean, like at Easter, like I love to eat Peeps. Yeah. I'm not going to go buy Peeps. If someone I'm just not. I'll eat them.
Now, Cadbury eggs at Easter.
Oh, no, Cadbury. No,
that's another thing that I'll buy one time. I'll just, all right, Travis, you can do it once.
Yeah.
But see, when I was a kid trick-or-treating, Clint, I was a fat kid, of course.
Yeah.
But my mom was single during my prime time of trick-or-treating, okay? So that means my mom was really careful about her weight and was she was on Weight Watchers. So we were counting calories, okay? And so we didn't keep candy at our house at all. To me, cereal was a big deal because I didn't have cereal at home. Yeah. So when Halloween came around, dude, it was like, woohoo, man, I get some candy, bring it on. And it didn't matter what kind of candy they put in there. That, I talked about the bottom shelf candy and the top shelf candy that you stay away from. I didn't throw that in my bag because I was going to eat every bit of it. I ate the toffee things that, the peanut butter, whatever those were, the orange and black things that
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The ones that they're the last thing to get eaten.
Yeah, everybody else. Look, I didn't care, man. It was candy to me.
Yeah.
If you threw something with a bunch of sugar in it at me,
See, I've always had issues with portion control. That's why I can't keep that stuff around the house.
No, that's the way I am too. Yeah, yeah.
Like if I buy a case of like the Little Debbie Cosmic Brownies, I'm gonna eat a case of the Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies, and they're gonna be around a day or two.
Yeah.
But make it to day 2, it's lucky.
Yeah.
That's why my dad even started buying, like going to Sam's Club, buying like the snack chips because he knows he can just eat one and he's done.
Yeah.
He gets the king size thing. He's like, I'm gonna open it up. I know it's more money, but I'm the king of like, I'm gonna divvy it out. I'm gonna get it home though. I'm gonna put it in Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
I don't, I just
well, folks, we're about to come to the end here of this episode number 86.
86. Travis, got one question for you real quick.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
What have I been watching?
Yeah.
I've watched on Netflix The Mole.
Oh yeah, now I finished it. So I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't finished. That was really good.
The one where Joy,
yep,
is one of them. Yeah. And what's the guy that looks like Thor?
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the different characters in it.
Yeah, Will.
I finished it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I finished it, but I really and the reason I watched it is because the new episodes of The Challenge came out. Right. And there was a girl on it that had won, I guess, a mole from another country or something.
Yeah. No, I remember the Celebrity Mole. It had Corbin Burnson and
I went back and watched a couple of those episodes.
Yeah, them two were pretty funny together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Dennis Rodman not keeping any, like everybody's keeping notes, and Dennis Rodman's like, I'm Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And he got it. So,
yeah.
Now,
but that's real similar. Did you ever watch that Snake in the Grass show with Bobby Bones?
I never did. I've got to do it.
I'm telling you, watch that. It's real similar. Mole's real similar, except Snake in the Grass is just one episode.
Yeah.
Like you find out who the snake in the grass is at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But it's real similar because they do some different projects, or different excursions or whatever. And the snake in the grass is trying to keep them from winning all the money and all that stuff. So anyway, go ahead. What have you been watching?
Man, I've been watching the Celebrity Jeopardy.
Really?
Like legit celebrity. Dude, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna spoil it. I don't care. I'm gonna issue a spoiler. So Andy Richter's on there, and Andy Richter's probably the smartest celebrity I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he loses. And I felt so bad for him. I told you I was going to spoil it, but yeah. But you get to the end if you don't know, and it just reminds you of how fickle that game is, because you can know everything. You get to that final Jeopardy, someone just being within half of you.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to him. Like the guy knew the final answer, went all in. And it's not like they're celebrities, so they're not playing with real money.
Yeah.
Like I got to be sure I keep second. It's like, no, I might as well risk it all because they're going to give my charity $30,000 anyway.
Yeah.
And like Andy Richter said, because that's Jeopardy. If you don't know the final answer, sometimes you're
out of it. Yeah.
You're just done. And because he had done it, I guess before. This is the second time they've done it, and they had a scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it after he won to go like to the semifinals or whatever. But yeah, it's been really like, it's obviously dumbed down. I'm getting a lot more questions right than I would during regular Jeopardy.
Yeah.
But it's they're double Jeopardy questions. Like, if you're watching regular Jeopardy, you may know 1 in every 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've known 90% of these.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, folks, thank y'all so much for watching and listening, or whatever you're doing, however you're taking this in. We enjoy doing it. Like and share. We've hit us up if you'd like a t-shirt. We still got a few. We're about to order some more. We've had some ordered that we didn't have this. We ran out of sizes, so that's a good problem to have. So we're gonna have some more of those if you want one. So if you need a reminder, here's your reminder. Hit us up, $20, and you can cash app us or whatever else to get those.
$20. We're charging $5 for shipping. If we have to
charge it $5 for shipping if we got to ship it. So, anyway, and so yeah, let us know on that, and all that money goes back into this. We're not pocket. In fact, we've lost money on the t-shirts. So
look, I don't even want to keep track of how much money we've lost, but we weren't doing it for that.
But they are good advertising. So every time you wear them, you're letting people know about the podcast, and so we appreciate that. So if you get a shirt, tweet out a picture of yourself wearing it, and let people know. Let us know, because we'd like to see it. Well, Clint, football's back.
Football's back. Woohoo!
Second half of the season starts this week.
Yes, sir.
Let's go Hogs, right?
Go Pig.
Let's finish off the season well. Let's do it right. All right, folks.
Have a
Thanks
good one.
for paying attention. Have a safe. If we don't get on here, I don't know when we'll record next week, but if we're not on here by then, have a safe Halloween.
There you go.
And, kids, get lots of candy, and if you got kids coming to you, buy the good candy.
Give them a lot of candy too. Don't be cheap.
That's right.
Don't be a Paul Clark. Don't be cheap.
Reward those kids, man. Reward them. Reward them. All right. Like and share. Apple Podcast, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, all those places. We are out.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come.